Cold temps and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be brought out by their quarterback, who is now in season number 9 out of TCU, Andy Dalton.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. He finds his running back, Mixon. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, there'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, there's an example of patience being rewarded. Ran the ball on 1st down and got stuffed. Most people would scream, throw the ball here. In this situation, they stayed with their roots, stayed with running the football, and they got rewarded.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line. Now Joe Mixon, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Jet sweep, Boyd with it. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. The numbers for Mixon last week: 13 carries, 65 yards.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
Got a man open. It's Ross. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack?
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post Because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. Here's a run with Mixon into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Ready. 50 seconds to Mike. It's been a long day for you. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. This is Kenyon Drake, the 4th-year man from Alabama. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 7. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 32-yard line. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Williams. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Andy Dalton, he's going to look deep down the field. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Mixon with it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking that time for Stills, and it'll bring up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. And now a shot into coverage downfield is complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Parker unable to get that one, but it's going to be 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
70, Indy.
The last play on the completion got him half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. And he hits Drake. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. Trying to get it that time to Stills. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Finding Green complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Dalton on the draw to Mixon, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Returnable for Grant. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Hard to believe, but the regular season starting to draw to a close. We've got the final Sunday night game of the year coming up later tonight. Matt Nagy and the Bears hosting his mentor, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one from Frigid Soldier Field. And then tomorrow night, the final Monday night game of the year, Packers and Vikings from Minneapolis. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. A draw play for Mixon. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. You ain't going nowhere.
From midfield here, Dalton. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But it'll be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. It's Mixon on the counter. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff race